You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
No, I have not done. I know the Trey Lance situation.
Trey Lance, I thought you would do it.
Well, it had been on the board, and then things just the last couple of days, I was like, I do not know if I have time to do a Trey Lance video. He is now QB3.
Yeah,
I called that.
He's on the way out. I called
that a long time ago. I called that before they even drafted him. I was, man, when they made the trade up, I was ecstatic. I was like, here we go. It's Mac Jones. Woo! And then all of a sudden, about a month out, I'm hearing Trey Lance? Trey Lance. So I start watching his tape, and, you know, I'm looking, and I'm like, wait a minute. You're going to draft this kid that has very little experience in college. You're going to draft him coming out of a COVID year, which he didn't play. They played one exhibition game or something. You don't have any rookie minicamp because of COVID. You have no OTAs because of COVID. And then when he got to training camp, look, the mainstream media never let you know about this, but there were people that I was listening to that was saying they were trying to be positive about Trey Lance, but they had found out pretty early on, oh shit, he's not fast. He can't run. He's not a dual threat quarterback. He's not fast. He's not quick.
He can't play.
He can't play. And what I heard about Trey Lance was his in-person production and performance did not match up with his college tape. And they were pretty damn concerned, pretty damn quick.
Dude, he didn't have that much college tape to begin with. He didn't really play.
Right. The reflection of him, and make no mistake, Kyle Shanahan did not want to draft him. The only reason that John Lynch and Adam Peters isn't getting fired flat ass run out the door over Trey Lance is because they are winning ball games. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
They're not going to fire him because they're competing for Super Bowls. But if that was a 6-11 team, their ass would be screwed now over Trey Lance. It's one of the worst trades in the history of football.
I watched that Broncos 49ers game last week, right? The only fact that Trey Lance beat up on a Denver team whose players probably won't make the roster anyway, that got the 49ers a win. Otherwise, 49ers weren't winning that.
He went out there and he's showing out against guys that are bagging groceries by the time they do roster cuts. Those guys aren't making they're XFL, USFL players that he's performing against in the second half of a preseason game. So it doesn't matter if you go 11 for 14. Who gives a shit against first and second stringers?
Yeah,
you can't do it. You can't perform.
Guys that would probably be in the USFL.
I think that's where he ends up is the USFL or the XFL.
I was just about to ask you. Not many teams have 3 quarterbacks on the roster, especially good teams at that. What are the odds he actually gets cut during the season?
I do. Now, John Lynch came out yesterday and said that they anticipate him remaining with the team this season, but that's probably only because they can't find a sucker to trade for his ass.
I wouldn't trade for him.
And, well, look, all you needed to know was the Tennessee Titans were looking at quarterbacks in the draft. They ended up drafting Will Levis in the second round. Their general manager was a personnel guy for the Niners when they drafted Trey Lance. All they had to do was throw the Niners a second or a third, and they could have had Trey Lance, and he didn't want him. And they were looking for a young quarterback. That's all you need to know. Rand Carthon was with the Niners as an assistant general manager, and he didn't want Trey Lance. I mean, that I don't even know what the guy had sat back and seen him firsthand, and he didn't come get him. Instead, they drafted Will Levis, which, by the way, that may not work out. So, you know, believe it or not, Malik Willis actually looks good randomly. Not as good as my guy. I called it. Dorian Thompson-Robinson out of UCLA. Just ran Joshua Dobbs right out of Cleveland, and if Deshaun Watson's not careful, he's going to run your fucking ass out of Cleveland too. That kid can play. That kid can ball out.
I've seen him play. He looks good. The Broncos are just. I found out yesterday that the Broncos have made inquiries about Jonathan Taylor. Now I'm kind of a bit skeptical about that. Great player, but I don't like his attitude, to be honest. Especially after
Joshua Dobbs.
No, Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, with the Colt. What happened to him anyway? He went. Everybody seemed to like him, and then all of a sudden he got that running back poison into his brain that all the running backs were underpaid and underappreciated, and he's going to screw himself royally if he ain't careful. You know,
he screwed himself already. I wouldn't give him $18 million a year. Fuck that. I was at an event in Dublin on Monday. One of the Sky Sports pundits was there, Phoebe Schechter. She was a coach in Buffalo. She was one of the first female coaches in the NFL. And I asked her the question about the Austin Eckler unofficial union meeting on Zoom. And she said, like, even though it was wrong, she can understand why running backs felt underappreciated. But at the end of the day, you're pissing off owners when you're doing shit like that. The only fact that there was a union rep in that meeting, otherwise they would all have been fucking fined and reprimanded by their teams.
Running backs have one major problem. NFL teams have figured out they can draft a replacement pretty much in a year. All right? And some teams take two running backs in one draft. Or they'll take a running back in a draft and sign two as unrestricted free agents. They're finding out running backs are only good for a certain shelf life. And I'm going to tell you what screwed running backs finally.
Todd Gurley.
The Rams signing Todd Gurley to that massive deal, and Ezekiel Elliott getting that massive deal with the Dallas Cowboys.
I was completely against Jerry Jones giving Zeke that money. I would definitely pay Dak before I paid Zeke. And Dak, he's a number 11-ish, 12-ish quarterback in the league, somewhere around there. That's still decent. But those running backs, man, nah. I ain't paying them. Unless you got like the Nets, Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders, no way.
Or Terrell Davis or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, watch out for. Like, it was an unrestricted free agent. Undrafted, I mean. Sean Payne gave him a chance there. Jaleel McLaughlin, his name is. He absolutely ripped a 49 apart there the other night.
There's only one running back I would pay, and it would have been 2 or 3 years ago. Derrick Henry. He's the only running back I would have paid in the NFL. Oh, Derrick Henry's the best back in the league.
I know that, but still.
I'm saying 2 or 3 years ago, he would have been the only running back in the league I'd have paid.
How would that?
And they did pay him, by the way. They did pay him, and he's still a horse, you know. But outside of him, I wouldn't have paid a single running back in the league. I wouldn't. It's supply and demand.
Not even running back by committee is more effective now anyway.
Personally, I don't love it. I still like a 3-down back, but
I do too. But
nobody's listening to me.
The game has changed, man. The days of like an Aikman throwing the ball just 20 times a game is over with. You're not going to see that now. You're going to see guys throwing 35, 37 times a game now.
Patel Ron did ask me, is Trey Lance the next Josh Rosen? No, I think Trey Lance is better than Josh Rosen. I'm not going to lie about that. Yeah. I do.
Rosen's a fraud.
Oh, he's awful. Now that does tell you though, Josh Rosen has been in the league like 5 years now. I think he may still be in the league on the back end of a roster.
Been in 6 years. If he's in a roster, he's in 6 years. If he's in a roster.
Your connection really messed up. I don't think we understood you, man.
No, I think he's been in 6 years now. He was drafted the same time as Darnold, wasn't he? Mayfield, Bradley Chubb, and all that. Saquon Barkley. That.
It's been a while. Yeah, he's been in the league, so he's collecting checks in the NFL. Don't get me wrong. I think I can see if Trey Lance gets cut, he's going to get picked up. He is. If they can get him on a lower salary, he just flat gets cut, then yeah, he's going to get signed multiple times just as part of the what we call camp arms.
Yeah. In other words, if the backup gets hurt, you need another body.
Third string, now that they got the three quarterback rule back. I mean, look, if Josh Johnson is still in the league, I mean, after 15 years, yeah, Trey Lance can probably hang around as a backup or as a third string guy for a long time. That can be a thing. Now, he may decide, I'd rather go play in the XFL or the USFL and see if I can get better. But he's not naturally accurate. He's not. And if it was me, if I was Trey Lance, the one person I'd want to go play for would be Andy Reid. That would be the guy I'd be trying to get to.
Yep.
You know,
even though chances are of him seeing the field there slim, unless Mahomes gets hurt.
Just get there and work with Andy Reid.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Shane Steichen, who worked with Jalen Hurts, because look, I was wrong. I mean, I thought Jalen Hurts was a damn running back with an arm, and he stuck it right in my fucking eye last year. You know, I mean, Jalen Hurts has turned himself into a bona fide badass.
But Andy Reid would be the guy to go to, even though Mahomes is there. But like I said, Mahomes has been hurt, so there's a chance that you would get an opportunity because of Mahomes' style of play.
It's possible, and Trey Lance and Patrick worked out together some in the offseason, so there is a bit of a connection there too. It would be Shane Steichen or it would be Andy Reid. Now, I still can't figure out why Kyle signed off on that situation, because even if he was a dual threat quarterback, this is the offspring of Mike Shanahan. Mike Shanahan selected Kirk Cousins in the 4th round of the draft they drafted Robert Griffin III in. That kind of quarterback does not work in that system. It doesn't. He wanted Mac Jones for a reason. He didn't really even want Jimmy G. He's wanted Kirk Cousins this whole time. He wants a Mac Jones. He wants a stand in the pocket, throw darts guy. That's what he wants, a timing and rhythm quarterback. He thought Jimmy was too inaccurate, you know? But there were two other things. The number one, all you needed to also see was the fact that the 49ers wanted to get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, and they still re-signed him last year. Because Trey Lance played that preseason game with Houston. They literally got back on the plane and was like, they called Jimmy and offered him a deal. After watching Trey Lance play one preseason game. And it didn't make sense that the Niners selected a quarterback anyway, period. Because you were a Super Bowl team. You didn't have a window to develop a young quarterback without pissing away your Super Bowl chances. You just didn't. Unless you knew you were drafting Patrick Mahomes, it didn't make sense. You know, if you wanted another quarterback, trade for Kirk Cousins or sign a quarterback in free agency. And I'm going to tell you, there's people in San Francisco that thinks Sam Darnold may end up being a starting quarterback again because of Kyle Shanahan. You know, because
I have a funny feeling Darnold will be starting. If Purdy gets hurt, if he has a bad reaction there, I can guarantee you Sam Darnold's going to start at least 4 or 5 games this season.
Well,
I'm calling it right now.
The word is they are putting no stock in Sam Darnold in the New York Jets whatsoever. None. And it's because of Adam Gase and that awful situation that he got drafted into. I mean, like, Kyle Shanahan has completely deleted the Jets part of Sam Darnold because Kyle loved him coming out of the draft, too. He loved Sam Darnold and thought he was going to be a good NFL quarterback.
Adam Gase is an all-and-out fraud. You know how he fucking made his name? Peyton Manning made it. He won't be. If it wasn't for Peyton Manning, mate, it'd be a fucking bum dosser on the fucking streets. That's all it would be.
Peyton Manning still thinks he's a genius. That Gase is a genius. It don't make any sense. You know, he still thinks Gase is a genius. It's baffling to me. That dude.
Look, it was our offensive OC when the Broncos last won the Super Bowl. Cast your fucking eyes on that. Adam Gase was the offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos when we won Super Bowl 50. And our offense at that time was dog shit as well. As a matter of fact, our defense was so good that we won the Super Bowl.
Eramos Jr. said, come on, they only drafted Lance for one reason. Well, I'm going to tell you this. I do believe, and I don't think Kyle Shanahan was privy to this, but this is just my opinion. It's reckless speculation. But I do believe that there was some kind of, I don't know if I want to call it a directive, but I do believe there was something that Jed York wanted to do there. He wanted a win from a diversity standpoint. The owner,
but the thing is, the Trey Lance, you had like almost no game film. How many games did he play in college? About 4?
Like 6. Like no. He played 6. He played one season basically. One. That was it. And it was a Division II school.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, North Dakota State is a Division I AA school, and he didn't even play. North Dakota State, that's where Carson Wentz went to.
I mean, there's a history of quarterbacks there, but you just had a quarterback. I mean, Mac Jones had just won the national title for Alabama against SEC opponents.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And you know, it's not even a Mac Jones thing. If they could have drafted Trevor Lawrence, they would have, you know.
But the thing is, for me, man, I wouldn't did it, man. You had and there's been a whole bunch of great players that went to small schools. Shannon Sharp, Jerry Rice, Walter Payton. All went to small schools, all of them all-time great players. But they actually played, and you actually saw film of them playing. There's like nothing on Trey Lance. So I don't know why they did that.
Look, I found something when the day he got demoted. I started looking for more draft grades out there because I was planning on doing a video. I already started collecting some stuff, and I came upon a guy that used to be a scout for the New York Jets, and he did a scouting report on Trey Lance from 3 years of it was before the draft. He said Trey Lance was an undrafted free agent. That was his grade on Trey Lance. Undrafted free agent.
And he ended up being, what, the number 3 pick?
3 pick in the draft, and you gave up a shitload. They traded away the house. Dude, they traded away a pick. Even if we traded up, dude, we could have drafted Micah Parsons. Could you imagine Micah Parsons on that 49er defense?
Well, I'm glad you guys missed out on Parsons.
I saw a post on Facebook on that.
Parsons is a beast for the Cowboys.
He's great. He's great. He really is. Yeah.
Now, the funny thing about that draft and all that, like, I expected the Broncos to pick him, but they ended up picking Patrick Surtain, which is a fucking great pick for us, because I reckon one of the best shutdown corners in the league. Patrick Surtain.
We could have drafted him. Yeah.
I fully expected the Denver Broncos in that draft to pick Micah Parsons, but the fact that we picked Patrick Surtain. Now, I was fucking happy with pick Surtain because we needed a corner, but I was actually going for JC Horn over Surtain at the time. But he went to Carolina. You know what I mean? But I seen a post on Facebook. I think it was FanDuel or something like that. It showed the picks after Trey Lance and all that. Like they had Penny Sill, Patrick Surtain, Micah Parsons. There was about 7 Pro Bowlers picked after Trey Lance.
This is
7
nuts.
Pro Bowlers.
Look
Matter of fact, I've got the picture on my phone actually, Rose. I've actually got the picture on my phone.
The 49ers paid Trey Lance $27.85 million for 262 regular season snaps, traded 3 first-round picks.
Yikes.
To move up and draft him. 3.
Have a look at that.
That is crazy.
7 Pro Bowlers picked after Trey.
God. Man, that pisses me off. It just runs me royally hot. I mean, royally hot. It's crazy. You know, I don't mind if you wanted to move off Jimmy, fine. I understand. Jimmy Garoppolo had an injury history. Sign a veteran quarterback. Where is that? Where are you looking at that at?
I've got it on Facebook.
Players.
One of them was on the FanDuel. Another one was it was a 49ers fan site that I was tagged in. Someone tagged me in that. It was the first picture I showed I was tagged on.
Let's see. Jesus Lord.
You got on that page there, Rhodes?
I'm cutting this all out, by the way. I'm just letting y'all know I'm gonna cut some
Go
of this
to that
out.
page there.
And
that's where I got it from.
Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase,
wow,
Jalen Waddle, Penei Sewell, J.C. Horn, Patrick Surtain, Devontae Smith, Justin Fields, Micah Parsons, Rashawn Slater. I mean, damn John Lynch. Straight to hell. I mean, truly. Look, we've been winning in some of his draft pick. I kind of want him fired. I'm going to be honest. That's a monumental mess up. It truly is. That's one of the. It is Herschel Walker. I guess that's the cream of the crop of the all-time bad trades. Russell Wilson may end up being number 2 on that if he don't start playing.
He end up being a decent pick. If we get to the playoffs this year, and I'm actually predicting my Broncos go 10-7 this year.
I don't think anything's ever going to top the Herschel Walker trade.
I don't love what I've seen out of Russell so far either.
Yeah, but what happened with the Herschel Walker trade, that literally ushered in 3 Super Bowls for the Cowboys.
Oh wait, I know what the worst one probably is, and there's contract involved. It's Deshaun Watson. What am I thinking?
So far, it's early right now. It's early, but still, that could be pretty bad.
Yeah. Deshaun. I mean, they gave him a guaranteed contract,
fully guaranteed, and they dropped his salary to what, $1 million for the first year because they knew he was going to get suspended.
Yeah.
Because when you get suspended and they fine you, they only take away your base.
Listen to this. The Texans got first round picks 2022, 2023, 2024, a 2023 third round, and a 2024 fourth round pick
Wow.
for Deshaun Watson.
Now if the Texans end up winning multiple Super Bowls out of that may be the worst trade ever.
We don't know. The book,
We don't know
the book's
yet.
The book's still out. I think DeMeco Ryans going to be a good coach, but C.J. Stroud, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll have to see. He's probably going to be better than Trey Lance.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.